Hi, I'm Ben. I'm one of the hosts of Gears and Gasoline, and today I want to tell you about my very interesting weekend competing in time attack at Gridlife.
It's a beautiful day here in Bowling Green, Kentucky at NCM Motorsports Park. We're going to head out on the racetrack now for time attack. The frontrunners in street class this weekend, of course, Josh Halka's championship-winning STI, Brandon in the M3, Q in a white Evo 9, and Ben in a nearly identical white Evo 9. We've got our eyes on Ben this weekend after a whole off-season of a bunch of work, including a brand new engine, so we'll see how he'll do this weekend at NCM.
I managed to pop the engine last year, so I have a new high compression block. We're making 400 wheel horsepower on a Mustang dyno, so this thing is ripping.
So at the start of the event, I was feeling pretty confident in my own ability and the car's ability to put down a pretty competitive lap time.
My goal is to win at NCM for street class.
I should be in podium contention at the very least, but of course, who wants to aim for third place? So I decided I was gonna just make first place my goal. The guys that we are definitely keeping our eyes out for, Brandon Ranvik, is a phenomenal driver, really high caliber driver. And he's got a very competitive car that is well suited to National Corvette Museum.
My name is Brandon Ranvik. I drive an E36 M3 called Twitch. The car it's S54 swapped. You know, this is an engine that comes out of the E46, so it makes about 100 more horse than what the E36 came with stock. Some single adjustable coilovers on it, the suspension upgrades that I can do, some chassis reinforcements, 4-point cage welded in. It's down to about 2850 and makes maybe 330-ish wheel horse.
So we're expecting Brandon to go really fast. But the funny thing about National Corvette Museum is that they have very strict sound regulations. So if your car is over 103 decibels when it goes past the sound booth, you're getting black flagged and your session is over, and you better find a way to make your car quieter or you're not going to be able to track.
I end up getting black flagged because of blue sound. She's running without mufflers in that first session, so I only got a couple laps to put anything together, and I started, I think, 10 spaces behind Ben.
So we really have no idea how fast Brandon is going to be.
I'm Josh Halka. I'm driving the 2011 Cellar Subaru IAG WRX here at Gridlife Round 1. This started all as a 2011 WRX. It's got a 2017 STI transmission in it, got a big Stop Tech brake kit on the front, and then just a lot of bolt-ons and engine work to make the car reliable. It's running a S209 turbo, which is the biggest OEM turbo Subaru ever made, and it makes about 400 or so wheel horsepower.
My name is Q and I drive a Mitsubishi Evo in Gridlife Street Class. My competitor is Ben Lin. Ben and I have built very similar cars for a very similar purpose. We both have white Evo 9 MRs. Both cars make similar power, have similar suspension. And we both also have the JDM rear bumpers and taillights, which has made it very confusing in the paddock on more than one occasion.
I'm literally just feeling out the car, just taking it easy, just trying to get a feel for things. I've made suspension changes since the last time I was at NCM, so I just want to make sure that the car is tolerable in its current setup. I'm trying to get a feel for things. I did a 227, which is almost 10 seconds off of the fastest time that I did in my practice weekend. Definitely not anywhere close to the potential of the car. But again, everybody's going slow.
Yeah, so the track was wet. Honestly, I need like a talking to before I go out because I forgot what I was supposed to be doing out there. I still didn't, I should have just focused on doing a quick lap for the conditions so that I could make sure that I get a good spot in towards the front, and I didn't really do that. I think I can still do it later if I get free space.
The main issue that I've been facing with the Evo since it's been built, and the issue that most guys with built motor Evos face when they take them to the track, is excessive blow-by. The positive crankcase ventilation system for the 4G63 is not really intended to contend with built motors, changes in ring tolerance. The head is notoriously inefficient at draining oil back down into the block, and what all of this adds up to is pushing a lot of oil out of your dipstick, the PCV system, or your turbo seals, your rear main seal, stuff like that. So I knew that this was going to be a problem, and it's been a problem that I've been contending with since the motor was built. I'd done modifications leading up to this event to try and mitigate those problems, and they didn't do anything. I'm still sending so much air pressure into my catch can that I'm just venting oil all over my engine bay after 2 laps. Probably just 1 lap, honestly. So between sessions now, I am once again mopping up my engine bay. I'm dripping oil all over the paddock area, and that is not great because it also means that realistically I'm not going to have oil in my engine enough to run more than 2 laps at a time. I'm in 4th place, and it's frustrating because I know I shouldn't be in 4th place. The Tesla in front of me is, the times that he's doing are just a couple tenths better than what I was doing at my practice weekend, and I am for sure faster at NCM than I was then. So I know all I need to do is string together 1 good lap, and I can put myself on the podium. At this point, Brandon and Josh, they're kind of a lost cause. They're so far ahead of me, I don't think I can make up that kind of time, but I know this Tesla is easy pickings. So the goal is to just shave a couple of tenths off past the Tesla, and then I can be on the podium. I head out for the session, and the lap is going pretty well. With this car, it's super easy to overdrive, so I need to find the perfect balance of pushing really, really hard in the sections that require power, and then backing off really fast, hard on the brakes, and then just balancing the car all the way through these tedious corners, preventing understeer, preventing oversteer, and then getting back on the power to blast through the next straight. Things are going well. I'm stringing together a good lap as I'm heading in corner 10, which is the lowest speed corner on the track. You go in, you're hard on the brakes, and then you need to turn and get the car back on power as quickly as possible. I hit the brakes going into that braking zone. The car hauls down, and all of a sudden, bam!
Looks like Ben Lin is off track, so hopefully nothing major mechanically. I know that the engine in that car is fresh, and it made quite a bit of horsepower for a stock turbo Evo. So hope that car is all right.
Yeah, having the full-on tow truck and not just being able to flat tow out is definitely not a good sign. So
we're towing it back in, and in my mind, I'm just thinking, am I gonna have to settle for 4th at best?
Ben, you ain't never seen anything like this, bud.
Oh my word. Dude.
My wheel, it has literally been split in half.
The top bolt on my caliper backed out on track. I went into a braking zone, and then the forward G's propelled the top of the caliper forward. It touched the inner barrel of the wheel. The Brembo was used as a lathe to cut the Advan in half. That's the most expensive sentence I've ever just said.
Is it just like carved right down the middle? Yeah. That's crazy.
I've never seen that happen before. That is a very interesting brake failure.
That's nuts. And caliper just, how the heck does it?
I mean, I've had a lot of brake failures along the way, but that's something that's definitely never happened to me.
We're not going to quit. We still have another day. I just need to take this wheel off, see if the caliper is reusable. If it is, get a new bolt for the caliper. If it's not, find another Brembo. And then I need to find another pair of wheels, change the tires if I need to, or if they already have my tires on them, just run those on the front or the back and go for more time tomorrow. Looks great. I have wheel weights inside my wheel. Oh yeah. Oh, we're in business, buddy. Yeah.
This means I'm gonna have to just hope that someone has my exact wheel size.
What you're looking at is a transaction that's happening. I've just purchased Luca's Volk T37s because he happened to have spare T37 Volks here at the track that are exactly my size. So I'm going to take the tires that I gave to my other Evo buddy Q last time we were here, and then mount those tires onto these wheels that I've just bought from my new Evo buddy Luca, and put his wheels, half of his wheels, onto my half of my car. And then we're gonna do more laps.
Unfortunately, there's not a tire mounter at the track, which means that we're scurrying all over Bowling Green trying to find somebody who can mount my RT660s onto these new to me T37s. Luckily, we found a place that could do it. It was a Walmart, like 10 minutes away from the track. We had 10 minutes to get there before they were gonna close. So we hauled butt over there with T37s and 200 treadwear tires and had them mounted in a Walmart auto service center. Got back to the track and proceeded to mismatch T37s with Advan GTs, the most JDM setup that I will probably ever have in my whole life, along with 4 Falcon RT660s. And as far as I can tell, we're good to go for tomorrow.
We worked late last night. Luckily, my buddy Luca had wheels that literally are my spec. We put my RT660s onto those wheels. We should have all the grip we had yesterday. So now we just need to go and do the lap.
Every lap might be my last. Your car is probably gonna break, somebody else's car might break and ruin the whole session for you. I knew if I was gonna get on the podium, I had to do it absolutely right now.
Bro, I think you got the Tesla.
I think so.
Yeah.
218.6. I don't know what he did yesterday. I think he did a 218.8.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's podium.
That's podium. That's nice. Man, it's cool. I'm glad I got down to a 218. But shucks, I thought I thought that lap I did like the stuff that I needed to do, get like 217s and stuff like that. So now I'm like, okay, I need coaching. Like I don't know what to do. I mean, there's little bits of maximization, but it's like, then it's like a fine line.
Yeah, it all adds up.
My car didn't explode, so that's a bonus.
I'm in 3rd place. Everyone's already congratulating me and giving me fist bumps and stuff about how I podiumed. And I was just like, guys, Q is probably gonna go faster than me if I don't improve. There's a bunch of competition that at NCM, everyone, until you are really, really familiar with the track, you are leaving tons of time on the table. It wasn't like everyone is already maxing out their cars. So at this point, I'm on the podium, but I can't think of any ways to go faster at this point. So I knew I needed help, so I sought out some of the fastest people I know at the track, who in this case was Jackie Ding and Alex Lee, the guys from PhD Racing. You definitely know them from their super projects and all of that stuff. So I asked Jackie to help me go faster, and that's exactly what he did. He looked over my data with me. He looked at the video that I was pulling from my GoPro, and he gave me tons and tons of notes. Safest way that I'm going to go faster is to try and just put as much power down as quickly as possible. Just get good corner exit and put all of my 400 horsepower down on the straight sections.
In P3 with a 218.585 in the Evo, Mr. Ben Lynn. Where's Ben at? Check that rim out too. Custom 2-piece wheels thanks to Street Class. Yeah, 2 pieces, dude. In P2 with a 215.714, Josh Halka, and in P1 with a 213.884 in the M3 S54 swap. Team Twitch, driven by Brandon Randbeck primarily, I believe. Good job, man. Great job.
My first Gridlife podium. Feels really good. After a disappointing season last year where I only did 1 event and didn't do well, it's very nice to come back and actually do something somewhat decently. Still miles off from second and first place. Wish that I could have closed that gap up, but I'm not going to complain about a third place. Lots of help from tons of people. Very expensive weekend. Couldn't have done it without these Falcon tires. Everybody in the class was running them because they're the fastest tire. They had immense grip all weekend. I put more Valvoline in my car. There's probably gonna be a shortage on 5W40, and I got a couple of cool trophies out of it. So, yeah. No, I don't. How does it work?
There's a cage inside that wrapping. That little metal cage comes off.
Yeah.
That's what's holding the corkscrew down. So you take that cage off and then hold it as you're taking that cage off.